guys, this is Olivia from Olivia's Zooms and Crafts, and today we are going to be making something different. And I know I did another clay charm, you can go watch that video, but I'm going to be making a clay pen. I'm going to be making not the Nyan Cat one, I'm going to be making a different design, but you can customize it to this. Today I'm going to be making a Rilakkuma kind of pen, and it's going to be really cute. So let's get started on what you will need. Okay, so here are the materials you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need clay. I have beige it's like semi-translucent, so it will light up if I want anything translucent. I have red, light pink, some highlighted pink, yellow, white, black, green, and brown for the bear, or Rilakkuma. So, of course, you're going to need the pens and Papermate, which is safe to go in the oven. Just keep your oven on low temp, and I'll explain more when we get to that part. You're going to need some tools like a cutter, some blending tools, some paintbrushes, and dotting tools. You'll also need some water for the paintbrushes, paint, I have it over here too. You're going to need some Sculpey glaze or any kind of glaze that you like to use, and 30-second top coat if you want. It's the other alternative. This takes like 48 hours to dry. This is 30 seconds and gives the same effect, so I really like that. Okay, so the last thing you need, I almost forgot about them, is needle nose pliers, and you'll see why right now. Okay, so the first step before you even add any clay to your pen is to take out the ink part or your tip. So I'm just going to use my needle nose pliers. You can use any kind of pliers, just not cutters, and take it out. In this case, I'm using a clear pen because I thought it would be easier for you to see. But you just take out the tip. It might take a little wiggling. This one came out really easy. Okay, so use any type of color clay you want for the bottom. You can use anything. Take your cutter and be very careful with this. My dad dulled this down for me before I even used it, ever. So, just trying to get the excess clay off. And I'm just going to cut one block off because you have to cover the whole pen. And you're going to need a rolling tool of some sort. I'm going to be using this dotting tool that I got from Claire's. So this works just fine. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. So now just warm it up in your hands. And Sculpey warms up really fast, so it shouldn't take very long. So I'm going to roll this into a ball. Oop, it's making the whole table shake. Oh well. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, that's the ball. But roll it seriously into a ball. Okay, that's as close as we're gonna get. But it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to roll it out anyway. Okay, so once you have the thickness you like and anything you want, oh no, left the indent. You want to measure it, and you can press this down into the clay to make a small indent in it where you want your thing. But you want to leave space, of course, for the ink to go back in, so just remember that. So now you're going to make a clean edge. Ooh, if I can get the blade. Okay, so make a clean edge like that, and stick your pen into it. So just peel it off the table or any surface you're working on. Very gently because mine's actually really thin. I'm going to move it over a little bit so cover the pen. So squeeze these two sides together and cover the pen. I'm pressing this down really tight because if not, the clay becomes a little loose, and I don't know if that bothers you, but it kind of bothers me. So now you're just going to cut off some of the clay from it, the seam, which you don't want to leave that on there. And you can roll it to fix the seam out, and I think that might be the best way to fix it. But smoothing with your fingers works too. making sure. You can also smooth them out with your fingers or any blending tool you have. And just to make it cleaner now, I'm just going to roll my blade, it went off the table, along the thing and take it off. Get up. You just gotta roll it until the excess clay comes off. You wanna come off? Hello? Okay, there we go. Clay is being stubborn with me. Okay. Hello. Okay. So there you go. Now I have a clean edge. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so set that aside, and now you can move on to making your character of choice. But in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make Rilakkuma. So to start off, if you don't know what Rilakkuma is, it's basically just a really, really, really adorable bear. So you're just going to cut some brown clay. Wrapper doesn't be stubborn for you. And we're going to make his whole body, but he's kind of going to be like, you'll see. So I'm just going to roll a ball, and this time a ball. And it doesn't have to be huge. You can make it how big you want. So yeah. Adding and subtracting clay, but I think I like this size. So it's about the size of a grape. So then after you have the circle, you just want to lightly squish it down. Don't totally squish it down, but just really lightly, so you kind of got an oval shape. So now you're going to move down onto his body. I cannot speak today. You want to make it kind of square. I'm going to add a little bit more because now I realize I haven't took enough. And you're going to try to make another kind of sort of oval shape. Just shove it onto the body, the head onto the body, and there you go. So that's the Rilakkuma body, but we're going to add arms. So take a ball and cut it in half. I like to do this because it makes everything even. Okay, so there you go. 2 little even half circles. And I'm just going to roll these into little balls and make them little thick snakes. So what we're doing with these little thick snakes are making Rilakkuma's arms, or the bear's arms. And I'm going to just stick them on here and just blend them in if you want. These won't be hid, but they will be on the pen kind of really cutely. Okay, so these little arms won't be hidden on the thing. They will be showing. You'll kind of be like hugging the pen. So now I'm gonna have to cut another little bit of clay. So now we're gonna make the legs, and we're going to do technically the same thing for the arms. Yep. You just roll a little ball and cut that in half just like we did for the arms. This. Just do it until you like the size of both of them and they're even, and then roll thick snakes once again. So I guess that's kind of the length that I'm going to get out of these. And I'm going to just blend with my fingers. And don't worry about any fingerprints. You can get that off with rubbing alcohol or alcohol wipes. Either way, it works to get all fingerprints, dust, dirt. And I found that it actually works to get different colors out of it too. So now I'm just going to place him on the pen to just see how I need to adjust him or anything. And I kind of like him, but now we just need to add his ears. Okay, so now you're going to split your clay in half or anything and make 2 circles the size of peas. So now you're just going to see how they look, and if they're too big and you think they're too big, then just take them off the head again and apply them back on. So I'm just lightly squishing them down here because you're going to have to do another detail on them before you do anything else. You can also pull a picture of him if you want the exact shape of his ears. But I think I like this shape. So because of my Rilakkuma, I want him to be looking sideways. I'm going to actually move the ears around a little bit. Just till on the other side of the head. So now you're going to take your dark yellow clay, again, if you are making Rilakkuma, and you're going to cut a small piece off of that and make tinier circles to fit inside the two that you made for the ears. Roll them into little circles. And place on the one side of the ear. So now add those to your head, or not your head, Rilakkuma's head, and blend it out with a blending tool. I have this silicone one that came in a 3-pack, and it's double-ended, and it's just a silicone tool. I'm just blending the backs to the head because the seam will go away, and once it comes out of the oven, it won't break off. Okay, so now that the ears are complete, and I like them, I guess they're okay, you're going to just fit him back on there and see how he looks once again. I'm liking it, people. So now you're going to take your white clay, set him over here. Take such a tiny piece that it's just going to be just a tiny circle for his muzzle or mouth. So then squish it down to a little oval, and you can flatten that out. And I know white clay is very, very hard to work with, but rubbing alcohol or water will get rid of that later. I'll cut this one in half because I don't like the size of it. So it depends on how big your Rilakkuma is going to be. Mine is, I don't really know how big this one is, but yeah. So there you go. I'm going to paint on my face, but we're still not done with the pen. So I'm going for a vine theme since, of course, Rilakkuma is a bear and jungle. I don't know where it came from, but yeah. So I just cut off a little thicker than that, a little slice of green, and rolled this out into some thin snakes. And this is going to wrap around the whole pen. You want to make it a good thickness. And don't cut off those sharp ends. You kind of actually want them because vines kind of have those uneven, sharp, kind of pointed ends. So now I think this is long enough. I'm going to start at the tip of the pen from where Rilakkuma sits. I'm going to press that down and wrap this around the whole pen. Oh, yeah. So I guess I'm actually going to leave it like that because I actually like it. And to start in a different place and wrap around and pull it off. So I'm going to do another vine going the other way around it until I see what I like. So you can do it until whatever you like. Okay. So that's all the green I have, and that's the vine around it. And I'm going to add some leaves. You don't have to do this. You can skip this step, but I'm going to add some to my pen because I feel like that is a really cute, adorable thing to have on your thing. So I cut off literally the tiniest piece because these leaves are going to be actually pretty small. And I'm just going to place them near the vine out in the open. But I rolled a little ball. I pushed it down and made a little teardrop out of it. And that's going to be my tiny one. I'm going to make these in various sizes, so this is not the only one. But then take a small dotting tool and make the line down the middle. That's what I am doing, and I'm just going to place that on my pen. Just gonna make a bunch of these, and I'm going to fast forward it now. Okay, so now I have my leaves on here, and I thought about adding a flower, still deciding on that. I don't know, but now I'm just going to attach the bear to the pen. Don't move, leaf. So I'm just going to press him onto the pen. And he looks so cute. I don't think I'm going to add a flower because it just looks so adorable this way. So now you just need to add the tail onto him. Just a little ball of clay. And you just stick it there. So there you go. That's the Rilakkuma pen. And now we just have to bake it. It's on the back of your packet instructions. It should be back there. I'm using Sculpey, so 275 degrees, but keep your oven on low so the pen doesn't burn, all right? So I'll be back after I bake it. Okay, so we're back, and my charm is now baked. It's so cute, I love it. So now you need to insert the ink again. As you can see, the pen stayed perfectly fine there. So I'm just going to push down on my table. And then, oh, I left a mark, well. And then it's back in there, so you can write with it. Now I'm going to paint on Rilakkuma's face. I have the paint already right here. I'm just using a dotting tool for even lines. I'm just going to move some things out of the way here. Or even dots. So I'm going to make the eyes a little bigger. It's going to look like a really derpy Rilakkuma. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute. Now I'm going to use the smaller end of my dotting tool to make the nose and then draw out the lines. Oop, that's the wrong one. That's funny. Okay, so now I'm just going to need to add some white. I just need to use it. Hello. I'm just going to add the highlight to his eye. Okay, so after that, let me move this out of the way. After that, you are completely finished with your Rilakkuma pen. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching.